see how well this goes. In lieu of this project being actually like really large, yeah, yeah, that right there. I am just gonna go over all of this in video and just explain it in the video. Yep. So essentially, this is the main project right here. Gonna kind of go over it slowly because yeah, it doesn't really load after a while, but you get the idea. It's mainly made up of this mushroom world, which we will get to. This star texture at the back, which actually does kind of rotate. You can see it kind of rotating a little bit, so it makes like in the video it makes like a nice sparkle effect, so I really like it, so I kept it rotating. And then this music that plays in the background that is made by this person right here. But this is pretty much not really what we're focused on. What we're focused on is this guy. This is the main guy that makes up the whole video. He is made up of 39 different layers. He features 3 moons. This is not even all of the layers because we also have another guy right here made up of 20 more layers that I just kind of copied in order to make the 2 dual layering mushrooms, which we will also get into. But it's made up of these live action puppets, which are right here, which are just kind of slowed down videos. You can kind of see them a little bit through the blur. I slowed them down to 250, like it's a quarter of the speed that it should be. And then what I did was at the very last frame, I copied it, reversed the video, and then I just had it continue playing to hopefully make it not look too weird. So it's essentially just repeating it on itself, and then if it needs to, it'll go back for a third one. Because especially with the brown mushrooms, with the red mushrooms, it's a little less noticeable. Just ignore the green screen. We don't see it. We don't see it. These guys, I had a bit of a harder time getting them to work. I'll superimpose the actual video footage that I did. Yeah, I had a hard time getting them to actually work and stuff and coordinate them because they're both hand puppets. They're both hand puppets that I shoved my arm into and just kind of wiggled my wrist around in order to make them do that, in order to make them move like they did in the video. So this is actually made up of different pieces of a larger video. That's why you notice the shaded out length here. That's the full video that I just copied a bunch of times. And then I just copied them, and so they all move slightly differently, but they all also kind of move at the same rate because I kind of did the same motion for both the red mushroom and the brown mushroom. So at the top of it, I have this world as the front layer, and then I have all of these moving mushrooms as the next 29 layers. Yeah. I didn't even notice that there were 29 of them. Oh boy. And then I have these static mushrooms. I have the first layer of these static mushrooms because I kind of wanted to create a little more depth. I added some extra copies of this world, which is literally just a quilt, a circular quilt that I made out of scrap fabric, and just so it's in circles around in order to get it to stay put. But I made multiple of them. So if I get rid of the first layer, you can see I made multiple of them, and I rotated them because it's not a perfect circle. So I was able to create these nice little hills in the background. And then if I just turn on my mushrooms again, so you can see, so in order to create a little bit extra depth, I put in another layer of stacked mushrooms, rotated it a little bit, so You see like it's rotated, whereas the other one is not. Yeah, the other one is not. This one is. And then I darken them a little bit in order to get them to not stand out as much. Then for the moons, I actually kind of fiddled around with this a little bit, because how the moons work is they're actually the other side of this quilted circle that I was originally going to do for like a day and night effect, but I ran out of time, so we didn't do that. Instead, what I did was I made different copies of these moons, and I used a hue saturation to change them into a different color. And then I just had them kind of move, but just like a little bit. They only move like that much because you only see them for like a second. Yeah, you only see them for like a second or two in like the actual video. So I didn't really feel the need to make them rotate the full time around. So for this one, I wanted to make like, for this side, I just like went with like a greenish shape. You could argue that could have been the sun, but whatever. And this one, I wanted to have like another moon with like a smaller moon, like zipping by. So I was able, with some finagling, I was able to do that. And this curved rotation sort of is achieved by having the anchor point be in the center. So the anchor point, if we look at the transform, is actually really huge on these guys, because the anchor point's in the center, and I just have them like kind of like rotate around. There's probably a more sophisticated way to do that, but I don't really care. So, and then once you put them all together, it creates the final video.